my name is Takk, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be ranting at you. And basically, that's really it. I've got a game going on in the background, and, well, enjoy. Okay. So, start of rant. This rant is basically on music, and modern music, specifically. And just to get this out there first, this hasn't been thought over thoroughly beforehand, and you're probably gonna hate it, but it's kind of off the top of my head, which is how I like to rant. Anyway, to the story. I was sitting in my traineeship one day, and some douchebag is blasting their music as loud, not as loud as it can go, but very loudly, and this music was terrible. If you're going to play music, at least play good music. This music, I would not even class it as music. Basically, the rhythm of this music kinda sounded like a retarded toddler on acid throwing a tantrum on a drum kit. That's the kind of rhythm. It was like, okay, I was going to throw and bang stuff, but apparently when I threw my keyboard into the air, it hit the stop button, and that's not exactly good for recording, now is it? Anyway, back to this. So, the rhythm they had going on was kind of, like I said, like a retarded toddler on acid throwing a tantrum on a drum kit. Not only that was the music they had in the background for this. Well, music in the background of music. Anyway, I mean as in, it featured mainly at the start the rhythm section, and the rhythm section was shit. And the background, it had some really annoying wub-wub bass, which a lot of the time, the chord progression just makes no sense. If you've done music before, and you know about cadences, and you know this stuff, yeah, it was a bit of a very stupid thing. Anyway, so you've got this wob 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 going on in the background while you have the retarded toddler throwing around from the random drums on the drum kit. You think it can't really get that much worse, now can it? Well, sadly it does. There was a bit of a interval in this piece of, in inverted commas, music, where it featured the main melody as chirping birds. Now these weren't chirping birds altered so that it was auto-tuned to a note.
Right between the eyes.
These were chirping birds that kinda sounded like the note they wanted, but not quite. It was slightly off-key. I've got no idea why they would do this, and think they can call it music, but it was really bad. So, you've got all of this going on, and this song has to be around 7 minutes long. It is just the most hideous, longest piece of crap that I've ever seen, that they pretty much just probably threw something at the keyboard to make it, and really, it sounded terrible. Like I said that before. But anyway, it sounded like they've mashed their face into a keyboard to come up with the chord progression. They've got some weird toddler in the corner hitting the drums, and then they've got chirping birds up on the roof. You wouldn't think this would make a good song, now would you? It's not looking very good. To give you an idea of how bad the rhythm was, I'm pretty sure if you tried to notate this on manuscript, you either couldn't, or you'd have an extremely hard time, and it would be daunting. And you'd have like a 30-second note rest, followed by a 16th, followed by a, I don't know, 64th or something. It would be a ridiculously weird-looking rest that just musically would not work. The beat to this song as well, because the rhythm was a bit retarded, you could not actually pick out a beat, which is, I wouldn't mind if someone was like, oh yeah, I just listen to it because it's something I can bob my head to, but it really isn't, because you physically cannot pick out a beat in this song, because it has none. It really doesn't. I tried some really weird key signatures. I tried thinking maybe it was just a retarded version of 7/8, but it wasn't. It was very bad, and pretty much that's it. So to sum it up, impossible to notate rhythm, chirping birds as an instrument, a chord progression that sounds like you've mashed your head on a keyboard, and no beat that you can pick out. So there you go. There you have it. That is this song that I heard. Hope you like this first rant. It was kind of fun to make. I like ranting at stuff. There's probably going to be more in the future. But until then, have